all year long now. We're going on 7 years. 7 years. Isn't that fucking awesome to be able to say that? To have a chat room, successful, running 7 years. And think of all the rooms we built from here. Think about it. Jesus, I mean, we build leaders. There might be children, there still might be young kids, but hey, daddy has a bunch of kids. They want to go out and see what it's like, but it's okay. This is the place. This is the home. This is where we get better. The scary thing about Awesome Calls Trading is when you're at this level, or somebody like Darkside or Palmer or Janny or Mike Purdue or Brandy K. I mean, when you're at these levels, Leanna and all this, all you're gonna do is just you're gonna get better and better and better and better. And what it means by you get better, that means you take more size. More size means more money, faster money. You're done for the day quicker, making good money, 500, 1,000 a day, and you're done. You're consistent. You're doing it every day. You're rocking and rolling. You're helping others. I mean, there's nothing like that joy inside of helping people see things and educate them and teach them. But first, before you become a leader, you got to be a loser. Got to be a loser. You got to be one of these guys that ran through the grind, lost all of his money, understand what the market needs to humble a leader. It's the only way a person can lead. You need to be humble. Think about how long it took Michael Jordan to get through to Detroit. All right. They were the stomping ground. They were chewing him up and beating him down. They wouldn't let him win. They devised a plan for him to just get knocked the shit out of him so he couldn't win. They didn't want him to win. If he went to the lane, he got pounded. It's like me buying a stock. Oh, well, fuck you. It's you buying it? Bam. There's $5,000 out of your account. Have a nice day. Right? But at some point, you get smart. You get smart. The team around you helps you to learn to get better. And you start building more confidence. You start strengthening up. You start studying more. And you're thinking, the more I study, the more I learn, the more I can, get it into my system what the stock is doing, the more money I'm going to make. And I'll tell you, we had a lot of trades today. No doubt, this was a place to be. Okay, everyone was doing bingo and Vive, and I'm happy for them. Rubes had something to play today. They have to wait their week or two, and they get a trade to play. Oh, let's all play Vive, and the whole world's playing Vive, and the whole world's playing bingo, and a few others. But in here, we're trading everything. Those are just side pieces for us. Oh yeah, there's Vive. We'll play it like this. Oh well, there's this one. We'll do this. But in here, we're focused on other meats, stuff with nice steak on there, where we could just get it. But today, we played a stock called SNBR. We discussed it during Secret Sauce time. It was a very good trade. This is kind of like what Awesome Calls is all about. It's about taking a stock, truly understanding it, reading a report, analyzing the report, and then coming out with a game plan how to attack that trade. Now, it might be boring to a lot of you outside our room, but the traders inside the room, 100, 200, 300, 400 shares, you take it down 3 points, you get $1,200, $300, $800, $600. There's nothing wrong with making money if the trade is there. And the only reason why you don't trade stocks like sometimes what we do is because you don't understand them. And that is where your issues are, that you don't understand. So therefore, you won't trade it. But if you're in here, we help you to educate, to understand every day. So when the next one comes, you're ready. And that's what Secret Sauce is about. And that's what the one-on-ones are about, to teach you, to help you. Okay? SNBR was great. This one, they beat on earnings. It was a nice report, but there was something in the report that I didn't like that told me that the stock would gap fill. Okay, and it was basically inline guidance. When I read that, I had to read the numbers and understand what the guidance was being given. From there, I knew exactly how to attack the stock. So much so, I told everyone start shorting at 49.50. I even said right here, begin shorting. The stock could pop to 51, and if it does, I don't want to scare you out because the stock is going to pull down to $47, roughly about 3 points. So just wait for it, go in there short, and nail it. This is exactly what we did. So SNBR right here. It's a good thing I didn't buy that Netflix. Woo. See, my gut tells me to do something. I don't do it. I just do it. I was like, nope, I ain't doing it. Anyway, SNBR gapped up, as you can see. The earnings report came out, and as soon as I got in, I knew exactly how to attack the stock. So I told everyone in pre-market and at the open, start scaling in short at 49.50. So I had plenty of opportunity for everyone to get in. And I said it would pull down to 47 and it pulled to 47 right here, 46.50. This is a 3-point trade in approximately 11 minutes of work. In 11 minutes of work on 500 shares, you could have made $1,500 in 11 minutes. Okay, this is not after the fact, or it could have been, or you weren't clear on your notes. This was straight up, fuck off, get in there short, and watch the money come. It's like watching your computer screen just go, it's money. That's what that fucking trade was today. And it actually sold off even more up to 44 now. This, I didn't know where it was coming from. I don't think anybody did. But hey, all we give a shit about is the short. And we did bounce it a little bit. But once this broke this bear flag right here, it was done. The next stock that we attacked today, these were great plays today. I'll show them to you. I think you're going to love them. And here we love these kind of plays. This is what we live for in Awesomecalls Trading. A stock called CAH. CAH. And another stock called MAC. Now, I'm going to teach you a little secret sauce, even though it's normally meant for the room. I called shorts on both of these today. And pretty good quality shorts. Okay. Do you know why? I'm going to teach you a little secret sauce. You know, just so you have it, even though you're not in our room yet and you're listening to this webinar, you're like, fuck, this room is fucking off the hook. First of all, I want you to see where I called CAH to go down to. Okay? You could see that both of these were gapping up considerably, right? You closed at 138 and you're sitting at 151, right? So they opened up roughly at 147. This one went from 47 to 52 and was sitting there pre-market at 50.51. Now I want you to see what it looked like for today on the 1 minute. Okay, here's your bottom at 48.30. Okay, and on the 1 minute over here, here's your bottom at 142. Now I called shorts on both of these this morning, so you could have came in and just nailed them. Now I'll tell you the bottoms I called. You ready? So CAH right here. All right. And I called the stock would pull down to $48.25. Look at it again, $48.25. I am a professional. I am the professor. I'm the shed. This is what I do. I've been doing it for 16 years. Okay, I've been doing the chat room going on 7 years. This is my love. I feel the stock. I know the stock. I understand why it's going to come down. So I'm going to size in on a trade like this. So I tell everyone this will come down to 48.25. Look where it came down, $48.30. Hello, you had it in the 50s. Now, you want a bigger one? This one I said take the short at 147 to 148. That was called MAC, right? This will gap back down. I would say take the short at 147 to 149, right there. It's right there. I'm telling you, take the short. The stock was sitting at 147, 148. I'm telling you, give it room to 149 to pop. This stock will come all the way down probably to 140. I want 140. Okay. So if you had taken to 147, per my notes, look where it came down to. Slammed to 142. Now, it did hit my 140, but who gives a shit? It found bottom, triple bottomed right here, clear as day. It gave you plenty of time to get out. And even if it popped, I told you to get out right here, you still cleared 3 to 4 points to the downside. It was a great trade. Now, the secret sauce, how did I know they would come down? I want you to look at the headline and take a moment. And this is also from the great chat room, Act Chat. Why did this come down? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the headline. And then you tell me. All right. Um, All right, here's the headline from Barron's. I highlighted it. Look at the top sentence. Just look at the top sentence. And can all of you, in Awesome Calls right now, if you can answer me, what is the one word that meant short? Mods, everyone contribute. Find the word. Okay? What is the word that says to short the stock? Type it in there, baby. Give it to me. Read it out. Everyone participate. What is the one word that says short the stock? This should implant in all of your heads. The room's going crazy right now. The word is possible. It says right here, let's read the headline. DJ Gardner House stocks and other drug distributors jump on possible settlement. I'm sorry. Is that cut in stone? Did they settle? Is it been done? Is it in writing? I see word possible. It's a short. Get the fuck out of the way. It's done. So in our room, you would have literally made a fucking killing on these two trades because you knew where the stocks were going to go. After they hit our areas, bounce them all you care. All they're going to do is short cover squeeze and then come right back down because of the possible settlement. All right. Key words when you're trading stocks like the way we do, whew, they're everything to you. Everything to you. All right. All right. We did another stock called Vibe today. Now, we got to give it where it's due. First, I believe Josh again. I mean, not Josh. Zach again yesterday on his feed had Vive. This morning, let me tell you something. In the morning, we have one of the greatest traders. Been here 7 years. I mean, his name is Jenny Moore. Not only is he one of the most amazing art of the short, he's one of the top short sellers I've ever met. I mean, he's taught a lot of these rooms how to short stocks. He's got webinar services. He's got everything. But what makes him so good is in the morning he's running the room. He's in Italy, Greece. So he gets up at a different time zone over there, but he's up here at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm in LA, in Bel Air, and he's running these plays. He literally took this and just ran it. Once it broke out, I mean he took it from I believe 6 to I believe he was safe at 10.5 or 11 this morning. Me, I'm still doing my notes, putting everything together, but the room is open. So if that's your time frame to short or to come in to do plays, great. You got plays being done. Small cap usually likes to run in the morning. For me, I came in and after putting my notes together, I actually made this the number one pick, but I didn't call it to long it. I called to short the stock to 5. You want to see my call? I'll show you my call. All right. When I got in the chat room, you see how I put it at the number one pick? See the time frame at 6 o'clock? The minute I came in and started typing, this is going to be our number one play. See how all the chat rooms were buying it up? They were so excited that I was going to play this today. So they were like, "Oh my God, he already played it in the morning. Now he's going to play it again." But I didn't write my thoughts down. All right. At 6:18, my thoughts started to come in. Like I knew what was going to happen. And so you want to hear my thoughts and you want to see what happened and why it dropped? Are you ready? Because when AJ speaks, the world listens. Okay. So this is my number one pick. Vive. Do not, I repeat, do not buy this unless we hit 1120 and a breakout with volume. Do not. Okay? There's not one thing that says buy this fucking thing. All right? Leave it alone. I even said leave it alone. These are harsh words coming from a pro. Leave the motherfucker alone. You want me to write that? I can do that. Leave the motherfucker alone. If lower lows set in right at the open, short this fuck to 5 and under and get the fuck out. That's it. Done. See what that does? It prevents you from buying a piece of shit stock. This was running on air. There was nothing. There was nothing. It was just air. Well, air can make us money. So that's exactly what it did. And if you had shorts, look where it went. You went from where I started writing to say short the stock, from 11 all the way down to $5.70. There, and it's actually coming. Looks like it's going to break. My goal is to hit 5. This kind of trade, if you hit 1,000 shares, you're up 6 grand for the day. If you took 500 shares, you're up 2,500 for the day. Just on this small penny stock crap. It was nothing. We did play Boingo from Raphael, and I think Janny was in it on the morning. He played Boingo, I believe, from $1.50 to 280. I think Ken M played that. Ken Hudson played it, and then the stock ran an afternoon point at 142. Raphael was calling it, and it kind of ran all the way up to 4s. So we did play it, but we weren't really aggressive on it as we were on buy. The next trade that we did was Adobe. Now, Adobe was getting hurt today because it got a neutral call. And there's certain calls that I take that Citi came out as a tier 1 analyst, and they downgraded the stock to neutral. Well, I felt the stock would pull to $268 today on Adobe, right here, Adobe. This will pull to 268. If it hits there, buy the stock and bounce it 5 points. So it should go to about 272 to 273. I did want traders initially to long some. I actually took this trade myself. I felt if I can get a 275 pop and then short it, great. If not, I was going to wait for the yank. See how it says it will yank? I'm looking for 268 to start buying the stock. Well, I want you to take a look. Adobe went down to $267.51. What an absolutely beautiful trade. It's heading right back up to 270. Just trying to fill this gap. When I get back in the room, I saw it sitting here at this 270 level, and I told a client this should go up to 272, and it did. The next stock that we did today was actually a repeat from yesterday, and it was called RLMD. This was a thinner stock, but I really liked it because I felt it could give us range today. This is the phase 2 yesterday, and this morning, if you look, the stock was actually gapping down from 27 all the way down to 24. So I knew initially this would get bought up. So I wanted everyone to actually go long the stock at the open. It's a thin stock, and the spreads are pretty wild on it, but I felt that if you got in at a decent price or set a limit order, you would do pretty good on the stock. All right, because there was plenty of buyers and sellers that could swap with you on the limit orders. This would have been very difficult to do a market order. I think your fills would have been pretty shitty, so you really had to really focus on doing a limit order. So on a limit order, I wanted you to long the stock on RLMD, which is right here. It's our third pick. The stock would be a short cover squeeze to 25.50 or more. Once it hits that, you can go ahead and scale in short 25.50 to 26.50 and take it down 3 to 4 points on the short. Okay? So all you have to do is just follow the map. Ding, 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 ding. There's your long at 24. Stock went to 25.50. See how it held about right here, almost 26 a share. There's your short. And look, it came all the way down to 21.55. So you would have scored 4 points on the downside. From 25.50, per my notes, which you could have got filled, to 21.55. And you could have got filled probably at 21.70. So 250 shares, this is a $1,000 trade. Pretty fun, huh? And we do this all day long. All day long. The next stock that we did today was UAL. Now this one, we had already, were buying 4 days ago. We were buying 92 calls on this. We already knew in this chat room 4 or 5 days ago that this would have a nice play to about $90 to $92 into earnings. And I'm not going to get into how and why, but this was easy for us. And for today, when the earnings actually came out and they popped, I called for a gap fill pullback to $88.50 to 88 to 88.50, which is 88.25 if you really want to be in the middle. See right here, the stock will pull down to 88 to 88.50, which is 88.25. When it does that, conference call is going to start, and the stock will rocket right back to 91. You see how it was mapped out? I wanted you to short the stock, take it down, hit 88.25, bottom curl, and go back to 91 on the conference call. It was, and I even told traders, be careful. It does squeeze a little bit at the open, so you'll get a nice fill, and then take it down to 88, 88.50, and then rock it right back to 90, 90, $91. Do you want to see perfection on a trade? This is perfection. Ding, 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 ding. 88.25 was the pullback. It hit 88.22. Then go back to 91. You see how that was laid out? And there's the conference call. This is the epitome of Awesome Calls Trading. This is what we do. And what this does is it takes a professional day trader or a professional trader or a trader that's been trading for a while, that has a nice retirement account, he's playing off his 401k or his IRA. He could buy 500 shares on his platform and make $1,000. And that's the beauty of day trade. This is why people quit their jobs to come in here, quit their 9 to 5ers and walk in here and go, man, I can make $1,000 on this dude. Every time he calls something, it's like on point. All right. So that was UAL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll share with you 5 SNCHABAB back. I'll give you Rita. Rita was a good play today. Rita was a play from yesterday. Now, I felt Rita would hit 170 today. I wrote it down in my notes, and I was calling Rita to 170. And I'll show you how I wrote it up on Rita. Rita, we're playing this again today. I will play it tomorrow. The reason why it's going to go up is because they didn't do an offering. And that's really important. When you don't have an offering, you're going to probably get another day to the upside. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't trade bios. I know this stock like the back of my hand. And I felt that the stock would it would sell off at the open, probably to, if it opens to 165. Oh, that's workday. Oh, here it is. I want a small pop to 162 if it comes. Let the pot, then if not, let it sell off to 158 and under. Start loading up around there. Give it some room. And, I wanted to gap fill from yesterday's close. Don't size in until we get that bottom curl because it closed at 157.92. So it'd be nice if we had 158 and look for that bottom curl. I want you to look carefully where the bottom curl actually happened. And then I said that the stock would go up to 165 or more, and it hit 169. It's a really great play, but I want you to see how it was set up on the bottom curl. What I'm looking for on a curl from Rita is just simply some, like the lower lows. You see how it didn't break? There's that 158 right here. See how they came a little bit below it, but they held it up right here about 2 hours into the market right there, an hour and a half into the market. They held it. But you could have nibbled at the 158, 155, because this is a fat figure. So literally, it wouldn't have mattered if it hit here because you would have popped right back here to 156. So you wouldn't have gotten killed on that trade. You would have took it at 158, let it pull back, added on it, probably had a 156.60 average, and then all you had to do was wait. And look at it now. And I said 165. It really found a nice point here at 167. It kind of found its stability. Finally broke out a little bit higher. Still a great trade at 155 to 165. Are you calculating? Because I played this today. I made approximately that trade this morning. I made I ended up with $273 and roughly 80 cents, about $274 I made net on that trade. Just by playing quick 100 shares. Whenever I felt that it was going to make a pop to the upside. I was really pleased with this trade today. It felt good to win that. It really was. So that was my trade on that. Now, before I close out, okay, tonight is earnings. This is when this is when it starts. This is it. This is it. This is it, okay? Netflix is going to lead it. All right? It is going to be exciting. It's all about what Reed Hastings says. This is what we've been waiting for. This will set the tone. Watch your Rokus and your Disneys tonight, okay? Looks like a little videotape release here, a little early taste of what might happen. I've seen this happen before with Amazon. Was in the 400s, and they were buying into close, and next thing you know, it dropped 40, 50 points and then got up. Always remember on earnings, Typically, the first reaction is the wrong reaction. But I also want you to remember, Awesome Calls Trading had this at $255. Okay. We were the room that had it right here at 255, and I said the stock would find stability at 280, 285 into earnings. At this point, we don't need to trade this stock. We're going to trade it tomorrow. We're not going to trade it tonight. We're going to trade it tomorrow, and we're going to watch how it plays out. If they can counter their subscription, or they can address the serious issues going on with Roku and Disney and AMC and Apple TV, if they can, because everybody's got opening up a subscription base now for you to watch movies, because now we have more choices. Netflix is not going to be the only choice. The one thing Netflix has is the library. They have so much content. And so it'll be really interesting how tonight Reed addresses these issues. If he cannot address these issues, and in his language, he mentions too much competition, this is a $225 stock tomorrow morning. So you need to watch what happens. All right. It's going to be really interesting. And then it'll get bought up on weakness for a pop. And we'll go in there with 250, 300 shares and pop it. Believe me, I got my capital ready for this. Because once it pops and short squeezes, could you imagine a 225, 230 pull on a 280 stock? How many do you think the shorts are going to squeeze that? Yeah, at least 10, 12 points. 200 shares to make 2 grand in literally 2 minutes. I am on the stock first thing tomorrow. I'm not going to touch it tonight. I don't care what it does. If the stock pops to 300, 310, I'm looking for a nice sell-off on profit taking for all the ones that bought the stock on weakness after the initial pop. It is going to be an exciting day tomorrow to be in Awesome Calls. I wish you'd all be here. I wish all you penny stock room guys would be in here, at least to witness what we're going to do, because you're going to see greatness. This room is going to be off the hook. I can imagine Darkside, Janny, myself, Palmer. This is going to be an exciting day for Awesome Calls tomorrow in the morning, how we're going to open up the market. Okay. So anyway, take care. Thank you for joining me today on this webinar.